Good day, everyone. Today we will talk about Lesson 1, the types of speech context. So today we will be answering these questions. What is a speech context and what are its various types? According to J.A. De Vito in 2005, context refers to the setting in which the communication takes place. Context helps to establish meaning and can influence what is said and how it is said. So there is never a day that we do not communicate. In this case, it is necessary or it is important for all of us to understand the concept of speaking and variety of communication situation and the number of people we are communicating with. If you can still remember the elements of communication we have discussed in Module 1, it is said there that context is the surroundings, the circumstances, the environment, background, or setting that determine, specify, or clarify the message of the communication. So it helps us to understand, to make the communication flow smoothly. Communication context or speech context can be divided into four types. We have intrapersonal, interpersonal, public, and mass communication. Let's go over each type one by one. The first type is intrapersonal communication. This refers to a type of communication that is focused on one person, where the speaker acts both as the sender and as the receiver of the message. The message is made up of thoughts and feelings, while the medium is the brain that processes what you think and feel. Basically, this is talking to yourself. This may be done quietly inside your head, but some do this by actually talking aloud or talking out loud or when looking at themselves in the mirror. Talking to oneself is done for many reasons, but mostly when we feel strong emotions or whenever we are losing our drive to finish our task, we sometimes cheer ourselves or motivate ourselves to do it. Or whenever we are mad or angry, we calm ourselves in our minds. And when we are to make decisions, we weigh in our options and talk about it in our minds. Before enrolling in LU, before taking senior high school, you have questions like what strand should I take? That is an example of intrapersonal communication. Additionally, we have to take note that we have to use this type of speech context in our advantage. We have to cheer ourselves up. And then we do not overdo it. Okay, though it is recommended to use intrapersonal or do intrapersonal communication, it is better not to overuse it. On the other hand, we have interpersonal communication. It pertains to communication that happens between and among people and establishes personal relationship between and among them. So we are to divide this word into two. We have inter and personal. So the inter part of the word highlights how interpersonal communication connects people. When you engage in interpersonal communication, you and another person become linked together. So the inter part refers to the connection we are creating when we are doing interpersonal communication, while the personal part means that your unique qualities as a person matter during interpersonal communication. We do not need to lose ourselves when we are communicating with other people. What we need to do is to bring our unique qualities when we are talking to them. Again, it's personal, okay? So it's interpersonal communication. Normally, it includes two individuals, but it can vary from casual to formal communication situations because situations vary depending on the number of receivers. So interpersonal communication is divided into two types. The first one is communication that happens between two people, like when we console our friend or when we are comforting our friend, when your mother and father discuss financial matters. This is what we call dyad communication. Again, the word dyad means two. Okay, so it happens between two people. Then the second one is a communication that involves at least three, but not more than 12 people engage in a face-to-face interactions. So in this type of conversation, all participants can freely share their ideas throughout the discussion. Like when we are catching up with our group of friends, when we are talking to our brother and sister, or when we are brainstorming ideas with our group mates about our research paper. This is what we call small group communication. The third type of speech context is public communication. This type refers to a communication that enables you to send or deliver a message before a crowd. So the message can be transmitted for informative or persuasive purposes. According to Hybels and Weaver in 2012, in public communication, unlike interpersonal and small groups, the channels are more exaggerated. How? So the voice is louder and the gestures are more expansive because the audience is larger. Basically, this is delivering a speech in front of a big number of people. So when you deliver a graduation speech during a commencement exercise, when you join speech contest and you deliver your contest piece, you have experienced public communication. The last type of speech context is mass communication. This refers to communication that takes place through newspapers, television, radio, books, magazines, billboards, internet, and other types of media. This speech context reaches a wide range of audiences in different parts of the country or the world. Now in the new normal, we use this to deliver, to send information to students, because we still consider the risk of face-to-face interaction. In order for us to be informed, we watch television, we listen to radio broadcast, and we browse our social media sites. So that is mass communication. Again, the four types of speech context are intrapersonal, that involves one person. We have interpersonal communication. It can be dyad or small group. Then we have public communication. Then we use different media through mass communication.